Hello Aquarius, welcome to your February 2018 astrology reading with me, Anushka. This is for Aquarius rising, Aquarius sun and Aquarius moon. This is the second time I've done your video. Yeah, for some reason yours, Pisces and who else is Capricorns just went AWOL as I went to upload them, so I'm sorry it's a tad late, but we're here. So anyway, I love what's going on with you Aquarius, I really do. You are transforming and you are growing so much spiritually, mentally, emotionally. I have a few Aquarians in my life. I get on well with Aquarians. I tend to attract Aquarians and be attracted to them. And you know, some of my good friends are Aquarians, and the shifts I've seen in them have been incredible. And it's very much for you on a spiritual level, on an emotional level, really starting to understand who you are, your motivations, getting a firmer sense of yourself, and I absolutely love it. We'll go on to go through the month in a minute, but I just want to mention really the big things that are going on with you. You know, Pluto is in your 12th house. It's been transforming you on a spiritual level in ways that are very powerful but hard to express and hard sometimes to put your finger on. It's kind of under the radar, but it's been this quiet revolution happening within you, changing the way you see yourself, clearing out any cobwebs, especially with things to do with dependencies, codependencies, self-destructive behavior, negative patterns that have kind of kept you feeling emotionally imprisoned. You're starting to be more honest with yourself on an emotional level, and you know, I know Aquarians are known for being aloof. You guys just have a very different way of dealing with the world in general, but you know, I think for those of you who perhaps used to not be comfortable in the realm of emotion, a lot of you have gone through a lot of transformation and have been triggered by a lot of events in your lives that have caused you to have to grow. And for a lot of you, it's been to do with your one-to-one relationships, because the eclipses have been happening on that Leo Aquarius axis, which of course rule your first house, which is you, and your 7th house, which is your partners, your one-to-one relationships. So I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you, these changes have come about as a result of you having relationships, it could be with a child, or having a child, or with a romantic partner that's caused you to, or even re-looking at the way you related to your parents, caused you to have to go within, look at your childhood, look at who you truly are, and get comfortable in the sphere of emotions, and get comfortable and honor the fact that you are allowed to feel, and you are allowed to be vulnerable, and you are allowed to express how you feel. You have every right to. Emotions are not just something that are meant for the rest of us zodiac signs, they're for you too, and it's about getting in touch with them and relating from a far more vulnerable, genuine and authentic level. And I'm not saying you were inauthentic, but I think sometimes with Aquarius there can be a fear to really be honest about what we feel with ourselves, you know, as well as with others. And I feel like you've been broken open. I really do, and I think it's a beautiful thing. It's often very painful. The events that break us open, that create those big cracks in our lives, are often very painful, because we want everything to be held together. But where there is an opening, there is opportunity for light to come in and for awareness to be brought in, and no longer are we hiding those parts of ourselves in the dark. And this is what's been happening with you Aquarius, for a lot of you, and I absolutely love it for you. You guys are growing spiritually. Saturn is in your 12th house, and he's giving more concrete form to your spirituality, to your connection, to things that are kind of hidden and of other realms. And you know, you are going to be able to manifest quite well from your dreams, your wishes, using this energy. So I feel like you're very powerful this month. You're very powerful at the moment, you know. Jupiter is there in your 10th house, and this says to me that Aquarians are wanting expansion. You want growth now. I think with all this work you've been doing on the inside, whether it's been conscious or subconscious, it's almost like it's freed up a lot of energy, and you've kind of gone, hang on a minute, I want more. I want more from my job, or I want my job to be something which allows me to be free, to travel, to express myself. I don't want to be hemmed in anymore by what I do in the world. I want freedom, I want growth, I want learning. You might be looking at higher education in order to have an occupation that better reflects who you are as a person. You might be linking up. There could be people said it weirdly then, didn't I? I said that a bit weirdly. Anyway, there could be people who come into your life who are very learned, who are very skilled, who know more than you do about perhaps your desired profession, who'll be able to give you a helping hand, who'll be able to be a bit of a teacher and a mentor and a guide to you. So this is really blessing you, and this is going to affect you on a financial level, and I think it's going to have you feeling really good. I feel like you're starting to come out of the doldrums a bit, Aquarius. The energy was in your 12th house, you know, for a while, and you know, you were probably over the course of Christmas and the New Year feeling a little bit more insular and maybe a little bit kind of introspective, and feeling like you didn't really want to put yourself out there too much, feeling a bit self-protective. Well, happy birthday. You know, it's now the sun, the sun, Mercury and Venus are in your sign, so this is making you more attractive, this is making you more communicative, this has got your confidence back, this is good things being drawn to you, and you might be thinking about changing your appearance or thinking about how you come across to people, and you know, just feeling a lot more self-aware as a result of these transits that have been going on. So I really like this, and this is how we start the month for you. So Venus on the 4th in your sign makes a square to Jupiter in the 10th. Now this says to me, this is one of those positive squares, so this could see you feeling either very passionate and fulfilled on an emotional level about what you're doing in the world, or it could see you just feeling very inspired to grow, and you're thinking, oh, how can what I do, like I said before, how can what I do be an extension of myself? You know, rather than like me having to fit myself into a mold of some sort of job, how can my job reflect who I am? How can what I do in the world reflect who I am? How can I grow? This is going to be having you feeling adventurous about the possibilities and expansive, and I really like that energy. So you could find as well that, you know, this is that time when somebody with more experience or somebody who is a bit of a teacher figure comes into your life to give you some guidance and to give you some blessings as well. You might find that work or your career you know, is smiling on you at this point, and you're really receiving a lot of acknowledgement from the things that you do in the world, and you're reaching a wider audience, perhaps even a foreign audience. So I like that energy. There are a lot of opportunities this month as well. I wanted to say there's a lot of opportunistic energy happening, which I really, really like. We've got on the 7th Venus in your sign again, sextiling Uranus in your 3rd house. So this is about you. So this is perhaps possible surprises or opportunities, or you know, opportunities to be innovative. New ideas may be coming through communications with people, coming through being in your local community. This is, you know, also perhaps some sort of nice surprise, something that it's hard to predict with Uranus, because it's the innovative, it's the eccentric, you know, because it's your ruling planet. But this is something interesting, something unexpected, something fun, something exciting, that makes you feel good, and it's coming from the area of your community, communications, transport, short distance travel, siblings as well. So that's a lovely day for, if there's an opportunity that comes along that day, I would say take it, definitely. Okay, so the energy starts to move out of your sign on the 10th, and it shifts into Pisces, where, yes, and this is Venus, okay, so Venus shifts into Pisces. So now you're going to be looking at your money, your resources, and your sense of abundance. And I feel like after this period of reworking and all of this kind of stuff, you're now starting to think, right, what can I do to secure this new me that I'm feeling? I'm hoping that a lot of you are feeling refreshed. You know, what can I do to secure this feeling? And you're looking at your abundance, your resources, your money, your finances, and this is where a lot of your energy is going to go. I do also want to mention that Mars is in your 11th house, which is giving you the drive to link up with people, to network, to find your tribe, and you're also being feeling driven toward, to go for your goals, your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. So you see what's going on here, Aquarius. You're thinking big picture, you really are, and you're thinking freedom, expansion, connection, networking, hopes, goals, dreams. I think for a lot of you, I hope for a lot of you, that the lunar eclipses in January helped you to release something, whether that was a partnership, whether that was pain over anything that's happened in your past. I feel like for a lot of you it would have, and that you freed up a load of energy, which you're now putting that energy towards the long-term future, because you're no longer nursing wounds, you're no longer feeling regret, you're no longer feeling burdened and heavy or sad or heartbroken. That energy is shifting, it's healing, and you're now able to put more energy into what it is you want to see in the world and in your life. And for those of you who are coupled, I really, the nicest way that those eclipses could have played out is that you get a deeper understanding of each other, and you're able to let go of any unhealthy patterns of blame or codependency, or just any patterns you got stuck in that weren't serving you. Hopefully you've been able to move forward as a couple and deepen your relationship from a place of honesty, knowing what your needs are and your partner's needs are, and that that would be the best way to work with this huge lunar energy that we start the year with, because it will affect us for the rest of for the next 6 months, and I think for for quite a long time. Okay, so all that energy that's been in your first house, then we have a new moon on the 15th. Okay, so this is in your sign. This is fresh energy coming to you. You're starting to see the theme, Aquarius. It's about you. It's about what do you want. You have an opportunity to make yourself anew, to mold and shape your life anew. Literally, the world is your oyster, and you've got two powerhouse planets, two powerful planets in your 12th house, which I think people don't think the 12th house is that important or that powerful, but to me, it's one of those places that we can gain strength from. So it's working for you, and Saturn is making some amazing sextiles to your personal planets, which is bringing concrete manifestation form to things linked to your abundance, linked to your self-esteem, linked to your resources. So we really like this. So like I said, the new moon in your sign should have you feeling quite optimistic about the future, and everything will seem quite fascinating and exciting, and it's almost like, oh, so much to do, what do I choose? So I really love this energy. Great time to think, really have a sit down and think, what do I want for this year? Not just this year, but what do I want for the years to come? What's important to me personally, never mind everyone else. What are my real needs? And let's make a plan around those to fulfill those on an emotional level, on a financial level, on a career level, on a relationship level, on a health level, all of it. On the same day, Mercury in your sign sextiles Uranus. So this is, and nearly forgot to mention it, this is also a partial solar eclipse, this new moon. It's a partial solar eclipse. And what I've been saying to the other signs is, and I think this is especially true for you, I feel like that, along with Mercury in your sign sextiling Uranus, which speaks to me about a change in the way we're thinking, a change in our perceptions, a change in the way we think, a change in the way we view ourselves. This, coupled with this partial solar eclipse in your first house, is saying to me a fresh start for you, a new perspective on yourself. And it's almost like everything I've been through, I've gotten the lessons, I understand why it happened, and I see the growth, and I see who I've transformed into, because sometimes we go through a lot emotionally, spiritually, and we can be working on ourselves for ages, and we can think, oh man, I don't even think that I've changed, I don't think I've come that far. You will. On the 15th, around the 15th, you will start to see just how much growth you have obtained. You'll see yourself in a fresh light that will be refreshing and positive. And so this is really strong, and I really, really like this for you. So go with that energy, make your affirmations. Honestly, Aquarius, go for it this month. I love this month for you, I really do. It's great for everyone, but you're one of those signs where I feel like it's really powerful. Right, excuse me, got a little bit of a cough. On the 18th, Mercury and the Sun both go into Pisces, into your second house. So this is, like I said, you thinking more about what can your resources, putting more energy into your abundance, into you're probably feeling quite good in terms of self-esteem. Also, what I will say is that if for any of you who are creatively inclined, go for it, because we've got personal planets. Okay, so we've got the personal planets, Sun, Jupiter, oh sorry, the Sun, Venus and Mercury in your second house in Pisces, and all of those planets are going to be having quite powerful conversations with Neptune, which is extremely creative, and we can really be inspired with Neptune. So if you have a business in which you're creative, or a job in which you're creative, or even if you don't but you are a creative person, this is a great time to really use that inspiration, tap into that Neptunian energy and pour it into your work. And you could see financial gains and financial rewards as a result of the work, the inspired work that you produce right now. So go for that, okay? One other thing I will mention is that Mercury moving into Pisces will make our communication a little more empathic. It will be more about compassion. We're likely to not be as logical as we usually are, and be a little bit more right-brained, be a bit more intuitive. So this is about communicating from the heart. This is about communicating with empathy, with compassion, and it's also about listening. So if you want to relate well to people this month, listen to what they have to say. Don't just come from a rational point of place. Make sure that you're opening yourself up, allowing others to be vulnerable with you, and you with them, of course, people who deserve it and people who you trust. But that's where the communication is going to be going for all of us. So if people do seem a little bit away with the fairies, or if their eyes are a bit glazed over, or they're not giving you straight answers, try not to get too frustrated. Just know that this is just where we are at the moment. Nothing wrong with it. Fantastic for artistic inspiration. So that's Venus on the 21st makes a conjunction to Neptune in that second house. So this is what I was talking about. So this could be inspired creativity that's really amazing. This could be for some of us love, or like fresh romance that's just overwhelming, and we just get swept off our feet, and it's I can't ground, I can't concentrate, you know. Could be that kind of energy. But more so than anything, what I like about this energy is this, to me, is forgiveness energy. And for you, Aquarius, what I would say, because, you know, Neptune is about compassion. It's that we are all is one energy. It's very spiritual. It's very empathic. It's very intuitive, and it's very forgiving, very understanding. And Neptune understands that we all make mistakes. Neptune sees the beauty in us even when we are flawed, you know. It sees the beauty in our most ugliest parts, the parts that we can't even face to look at, and has love for them. So if there's anything, Aquarius, that you need to forgive yourself for, if there's anything that needs to be healed within you, and especially as it relates to your self-esteem, if there's anything you can forgive yourself for that will help your self-esteem, this is the day and the time to do it. If it's a little ritual, if you write something down, if you write down, I release the need to criticize myself and feel pain over the fact that I blah, 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 whatever it is. If it's forgiving another, go for it. This is a beautiful time for us to find forgiveness for people and put any grudges to bed. And the thing is, you know, with holding a grudge, with holding on to bitterness and anger, it actually poisons us. It doesn't hurt the other person. It may hurt them a little bit, but it hurts us more, because who's the one carrying it? We are, you know. And it's like, if I go to give you a gift and you don't accept it, who's got the gift? I have, you know. So this is a fantastic time for a bit of spiritual healing, especially around issues to do with self-esteem, and any issues to do with how abundant you believe you can be. You know, there can be healing here, and real beautiful energy for forgiveness. Right. This is, I think I mentioned, this is a month of opportunities, you know, and this could see you being inspired, and really, this could see opportunities coming to you from very strange and hidden places. dreams even, you know, and suddenly you're like, oh my goodness, that's a really great idea for making more money, or for making my hobby into a creative business, and it can just come out of nowhere. So keep an eye on these things, listen to those intuitions, and act on them if you can. So that is it for February, Aquarius. I hope you enjoyed the reading. I love what's going on for you guys. I really do. I'm so happy for you, Aquarius. I love it. I really do. I did want to mention as well, sorry, a little bit of a stretch. Uranus is in your 3rd house. And, you know, this could be bringing interesting opportunities and just surprises from community and through communications, and just from your day to day, just surprising and unexpected but positive opportunities. And I won't say exactly what they will be, but just that there will be opportunity there. So thank you so much for watching. I will be doing your tarot forecast for February. I was supposed to do it today, but because of the fact that your video just went missing, along with a few others, I had to redo yours. So unfortunately, it won't get done today, but in the next few days, expect to see Aquarius Tarot February. I've been getting some really positive feedback from people for the signs who I have done, which is really lovely, because it's always scary to put yourself out there, but I'm really loving it. Other than that, have a wonderful month, Aquarius. It's amazing to see you growing so much. I'm so happy for you, and I'm excited for you to see what adventures you're going to end up going on this year and in the years to come. All right, take care. Bye bye.